It is time to look at teams that just got eliminated from the playoffs. That's right. Going forward, San Jose. You know what though? I think they're in pretty good shape. I do. Joe Thornton's an unrestricted free agent this summer, and San Jose's let him know that if he wants to come back, he can. I don't think he will. I think Joe Thornton's career as an NHLer is finished, and that pregame skate he took in their last game. I think that's it. I think that's it for him. And it's a quiet way to go out, and he never wins the Stanley Cup, but still, Hall of Famer for sure, and he'll be in first ballot. With him off the cap, it actually does help them a lot. Couture $6 million for one more year, and then he's UFA. Pavelski $6 million for one more year, and then he's UFA. Evander Kane's UFA, and I don't know what they're going to do with Kane. I suspect they're not going to bring him back. Bodker's got $4 million left for 2 more years. He hasn't performed up to that contract as of yet. Ward's UFA. Hurdle's a restricted free agent with arbitration rights. They'll definitely keep him. Yannick Hansen's UFA, and I just have to say Yannick Hansen and San Jose may have failed. I would love to see him back in Vancouver. Melker Karlsson, $2 million for 2 more years. Eric Fair is UFA. They may bring him back on a cheaper contract, and he may be willing to go back there. He fit in pretty well with San Jose. Jonas Donskoy has 1 more year left at $1.9 million. Gambrell, $925K. Meyer, $894K. Latunov, $833K. All of them are restricted free agents next summer. Chris Tierney's a restricted free agent with arbitration rights this summer. LeBanc, $717K. Sorensen, $700K. And Barclay Goodrow, $650K. Of the 3, LeBanc's a restricted free agent next summer. Sorensen's a UFA next summer. And Goudreau's a restricted free agent with arbitration rights next summer. So a little bit of everything for you guys who are San Jose fans. A lot of potential turnover here up front, and I think that's a good thing. And yet, your key guys stay. Couture, Pavelski, Hurdle will stay, obviously. Donskoy's going to stay. Timo Meyer's going to move up the lineup. I think there's a lot to like with San Jose. And I look at this lineup and I think, if Logan Couture was willing to go west, San Jose would be a perfect landing spot for him. We're going to play the Tavares game quite a bit, though. And yeah, if John Tavares is willing to go west, San Jose would be a perfect landing spot. But we'll see what he does. Watch him just end up staying in New York. Watch him pull a Stamkos. I'm just going to stay where I am. On the blue line, Brent Burns, $8 million for the next 7 years. Paul Martin, and people really hate the Paul Martin contract. It's got 1 more year left, $4.85 million. Mark-Edward Vlasic is starting his extension, so he's signed until 2026 for $7 million per. Justin Braun, $3.8 million for 2 more years. Brendan Dillon, $3.27 million for 2 more years. I love Brendan Dillon. That's probably a little bit more than what I would necessarily give him. Just throwing that out there. And I love Brendan Dillon's game, but it seems like a lot of money. Dylan DeMello, restricted free agent with arbitration rights this summer. Joakim Ryan, $650K for 1 more year, and then he's a restricted free agent with arbitration rights. And Tim Heed has 1 more year left at $650K before he's an unrestricted free agent. In net, Martin Jones, $5.75 million for the next 6 years. Aaron Dell has 2 more years left at $1.9 million each. So, they don't have to worry about goaltending. Goaltending's solid. I would say their blue line's in pretty good shape. It's expensive. It's an expensive blue line, too. But rightfully so. The defensively, San Jose's pretty darn solid. And up front, they have room to change things up. If it's an $80 million cap next year, and of course it's probably going to be between $78 and $82 million, that's $19.5 million in cap space. They have their own first-round pick this year, which is number 21 overall. They have no second and no third-round draft picks. They have a fourth, a fifth, 2 sixth-round picks. They got a 6th-round pick from Nashville, and they have a 7th-round pick as well. Prospects are hard to come by. Josh Norris just finished his first year in university. Usually they go back for a second. They don't usually turn pro right away. Noah Rod, or right winger, I think they'll give him a shot at the lineup next year. Rudolph Balcers, left winger, may get a shot if he's going to make it into the pros right away. I wrote down here too, NCAA heavy. They like NCAA players. San Jose really likes guys going to university, which means they're going to skew towards American players as well. And I'm on the fence with whether you're better off going through NCAA or CHL. I think if you look back 20 years ago, I think it was clear that playing in the Western Ontario or Quebec League were the best way to prepare yourself for the NHL. NCAA does have its benefits. It means that when the player comes out of university, he's physically mature and he's not going to get pushed around. Sometimes you'll see a guy come out of the Canadian Hockey League, whether it's WHL, OHL, or QMHL, and they kind of get pushed around at the NHL level. And then you're stuck putting them either in juniors or leaving them in the lineup and making them a healthy scratch. At least if they're in university, they're already playing against other men, so they're not playing against 15 and 16-year-olds. And when they graduate from university and they're ready to go to they're ready to play pro, which sometimes they forego that senior year to go pro before then, but they're usually more mature. What you see is what you get with them. But I can't see Norris turning pro this summer. He hasn't signed a contract with the team. There are teams that I've done these going forwards with, and people are like, "You missed this guy." I'm going through cap friendly, so if I missed somebody, odds are they haven't signed a contract with the team. Except Janssen with the Leafs. That was just and I hate to go but there's a lot of when you look at these rosters and you're looking through so many players. I like what San Jose has going for them. I think that if they stay the course, they absolutely can win something. They were in the finals 2 years ago. They made it to the second round this year without the help of Joe Thornton. This team is now Logan Couture's and Joe Pavelski's, and we'll see what that does for them down the road. Now, again, if they somehow were able to come up with the money and the way of convincing him, adding Tavares to this team would really make a huge difference. But again, I'm getting ahead of myself, and it's just something I noticed when I looked at how many guys were going UFA, and I'm like, they're going to have some openings up front, especially if they don't re-sign Kane, and they might have to play with the cap space a bit with some of the re-signings that they have to do, but honestly, they'd have the space to pick up a guy like John Tavares. And Tavares may very well, if he's looking, again, this is just crazy speculation, might look at a team like San Jose as, well, they're always in the playoffs and they've been in the finals at one point, so maybe I can help them out. Anyways, it's fun to think about because San Jose does have that kind of cap space and they're already a good team. And when guys go free agent on July 1st, this is the kind of team they're looking for, a team that can pay them and give them a chance to win. This is what they all talk about going into July 1st. We'll see whether or not San Jose can parlay that into something. I know there's San Jose fans that aren't particularly thrilled with Doug Wilson and the job he's done as GM. They're consistent. They're consistently good. You can argue that they're consistently not great, and that would probably be on him. But they're pretty darn good team, and we'll see what they do next year. But they look pretty good right now. That number 21 draft pick this year, I'm going to guess they're going to draft somebody going into the NCAA because it's what Doug Wilson does. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.